Okay, so for part two of project one, what we're going to do is you're going to download the code, which I've already given you instructions on how to do. You'll end up with a repository that looks like this. I'm doing it in Eclipse. You don't have to do it in Eclipse. You can use your other favorite IDE. I don't care what IDE you use. As long as you use an IDE, it's going to be pretty complicated to do it just in a text editor. When you get your code, you're going to look at spacesettlers.clients. And in spacesettlers.clients, for this project, we're just going to start by just making a client of your own. And so you're going to grab the random team client and you're going to create a directory under source that is your 4x4. Now, because I set this up, I'm not using a 4x4 for myself. I'm using the username Amy. But for all of you, your username is going to be your 4x4. So you're going to make a new package in Java that says, whatever your name is, your 4x4 name. It has to be your 4x4 because that's what I'm using when I'm creating the accounts. So make that package and then create yourself just a copy of this random team client. And so that we can make it a little faster, I have already done that. When you do that, make sure you change the package at the top to match the package that you're in. And then you literally don't need to change any of the other code because in the rest of the projects, we're going to actually change the code and make it work intelligently. This project is all about just making things work so that you understand how to make an agent. So I made one, I renamed it from random client to Amy's random client. You're welcome to rename it. And then we need to make it actually run. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to this config directory down here, pick the directory you want to run. We can either pick competitive or cooperative. For my example, I'll just pick cooperative. So go into cooperative, and there are a bunch of XML files in here, and you might wonder, what in the world are these? These are all the config files that you're going to be editing that tell it how to run. I'm going to right click on them, and I'm going to say open with text editor because I prefer looking at the text version of this rather than the Eclipse XML version. It really drives me kind of crazy. That could be a personal preference. In here, you get to see all of the configuration for the space settlers that you're going to run. And it tells you which clients it's going to run. It's going to run random team client, beacon collector, do nothing, and heuristic miner. And if you want to be able to run yourself, you could either add yourself or you could just edit random client. The way that I would do that is I'm just going to edit the random client. I'm going to say Amy -client init.xml. Okay, so to make our initialization file, we edited up the space settlers config file, and then we're going to copy whichever one we decided to copy. And I said I was going to copy the random one. I'm going to copy, paste it. I'm going to name it the thing that I named it, which was Amy-client init.xml. And then I want to open that file again with the text editor. And then I have a couple of things I need to edit. So first of all, at the top here where it says class name, we need to make it actually point to our class. So mine is called Amy, which is the package I'm using. You all are going to be using your 4x4, but Amy's random client. And then you can change your color to whatever it is that you want to change it to. I'm just going to change it to something sort of semi-random here. And then you need to change your ladder name to whatever it is you want to show up on the ladder. I'll call this Amy's random client. And then from there, we should just be able to run and it should just show up. So let's do that real quick and you will see it. Choose the co-op because that's the one we were editing. And then it shows up there. It shows Amy's random client and it's in a specific shade of purple. And that's all you need to do to make that file work. But then you need to turn it in. We'll do a separate video on how you turn it in just so that the videos don't get too long. So if you got this far, you've got halfway there. And then the other half is going to be pretty easy. It might be a little hard for the first project, but after that, it's going to be pretty easy. See you in the next video.